about me. I've been doing this for years. Can't nobody stop me. I use my hand, my fingers, my tongue, and dick and all and all.
What's up, my opinion? How you doing, baby?
I know that you want it off. You can pick one, I'm picking all. Baby, I can make
just
you
a quick live stream about Dayton. Coach D in the house.
You on your back and don't wanna turn over. I can make you wanna come back for more and more. Really, for sure, for sure. If you don't know, now you know. If you don't know, licking it down, licking it down, baby.
What's up, Miss T Free? How you doing, Queen?
If you don't know, licking it down, licking it down, baby. If you don't know, now you know. If you don't know, rubbing it down, licking it down, baby. If you don't know, now you know. If you don't know, using the best stroke, calling it the breaststroke.
Shout out to everybody coming in right now.
A lady from California called me. She said she need a massage.
We're going to have a quick little live stream talking about the Coach D Darrell Sector channel.
Someone to give her all the special services she needs. I see her on.
I'll be releasing uploads and a live stream next week. Hopefully some interviews. I'm beginning a search of interviews throughout the country talking about, with ladies talking about dating. I'm also going to put some men in there too. Mix it up.
If you don't know, now you know. If you don't know, licking it down.
Do something different for the sake. You know, we need more content. We need different content. We need a distraction.
Licking it down, baby. If you don't know, now you know. If you don't know, rubbing it down, licking it down, baby.
Nice impromptu live stream. Hopefully it'll be fun.
Calling it the breaststroke. Do you mind if I touch you? All over your body. When you're touching me.
By the way, guys, I had a lot of fun making that song.
Squeezing tight, slow and slow. Squeezing slow.
This is one of my favorites.
Long as our breaststrokes. Squeezing her hands while she
Some of my most popular hits is relationship related. What's up, Peter Panner Killer? What's up, nigga? I see you. And our sector has had a lot of relationship kerfuffles. Now, I'm not going to touch on too many of them. Trying to stay out the bullshit,
If you don't know, now you know. If you don't know, rubbing it down, licking it down, baby. If you don't know, now you know. If you don't know, using the best stroke, calling it the breaststroke.
Shout out to everybody. Shout out to the men and
Come here, Mr. Logic, baby. Come here, Mr. Logic.
Shout out to everybody in here right now. This is Coach D Darrell Spears here once again in the reboot of the Dayton channel, the Dayton Coach channel, Coach D Darrell. Once again, we're going to do this again. We're going to do this a second time. I'm going to be a little different from the first time. I wanted to have a chat with the sector to kind of talk about sector-related issues, amongst those related to relationships, dating, marriage, and all the above. Shout out to Peter Panda Killer. Shout out to Miss T. Pre, the Godmother. Shout out to My Opinion in the house. Shout out to everybody that's watching from above. Hopefully, as I continue, more and more people will chime in. Um, the sector is in need of content, different direction. You know, we love the fuckery. We gravitate to the fuckery, but sometimes we need different type of shit to talk about, different things. And I noticed the first time I did the Dating Coach channel, it was covered by the sector. There were people who recorded the videos, they replayed them, they did their little snippets. They tried to drag me, they tried to drag the people I interviewed. you know, very had a very very interesting interview with one particular lady that was she was a sex worker in New York. She worked at a dungeon. She admitted, to doing the work that she did. I did a live stream. It was very, very, you know, very, very interesting. The things she talked about as far as working in that industry, providing the services that she was providing, making her money. Um, I was trying to create a big time interview with her in person when I visited New York back in 2022. No, that was 2023. I was in New York in 2023, and we couldn't get it together. Unfortunately, she was in a not so safe spot, and you niggas warned me not to go to the Bronx, so some things didn't work out with that, and unfortunately, I couldn't get that interview. That was going to be a live interview, me and her speaking. So that, but I enjoyed myself in New York. Shout out to everybody in the New York area. So, shout out to everybody in here right now. So we're gonna talk about some sector stuff, some sector issues, sector relationships, what to look forward to, and first and foremost, I noticed that when I talked to everybody and announced that I'm going to reboot the dating channel, I had some very, very good reviews, good and bad. Our responses, in my opinion, were good responses because the very fact that you are talking about the channel is all I need. Whether you agree, disagree, try to roast me for it, or make fun or whatever Negroes like to do in our sector. As long as you got people talking about it, that's all I need. That's all we need. That's all I need. Because once I get the videos going and the interviews, it's going to be just like it was before. People are going to review it. People are going to talk about it. They're going to roast me, roast the interviewer, all of that stuff. Now, this particular time that I do it, it's going to be a little bit more different. I'm going to reconnect with the people that I interviewed years ago. And I started that channel in 2022. Okay? I started the channel in 2022 and I stopped doing videos somewhere around 2023. I was having difficulty landing the interviews that I wanted. I had a major one that I had 5 African women from all over the country, and one of them actually stayed in Nigeria. And I was supposed to have all 5 of these African women from various countries. Was going to have like a Pan-African type thing, whatever. And that didn't work out. I had such a difficult time getting those people together. Different time zones. It was the time zone situation, man, that killed that. And then I decided not to do it because it was just too difficult. But I was trying to do one-on-one interviews, and it all just fell to pieces. But it's all good. It's all good. So, as it relates to the channel, I am currently working on obtaining guests. I'm going to be doing all my guests that I'm going to have are going to be cammed up. I'm going to be cammed up. The guest is going to be cammed up. That's a requirement. You have to be cammed up. Okay. The other thing, I will tell the guests, we're gonna talk about what you're comfortable with talking about, what you're not comfortable with talking about. Um, this particular situation, I'm gonna be a little bit more aggressive with my communication. The last time I kind of even though the guests talked about being pretty open about what they wanted to talk about as it relates to their relationship, how personable they wanted to be, um, or not. I kind of let them go with the flow. But this time I'm gonna be a little bit more aggressive. I may be a little bit more aggressive. Uh, I may try to get some things out of them that they may not want to talk about. I may be a little bit harder on the guests. On like, it wasn't always the relationship didn't always, end because the guy fucked up. Maybe you fucked up. We're gonna have some discussions. It may get a little rowdy a little bit. And I'm gonna explain that to him that if I point out bullshit, I'm gonna just point the bullshit out. The last time I was a little bit, I was really nice, kind of letting things kind of flow. For the most part, just being me. This time I'm gonna be a little different. It's gonna be a little bit different, a little bit different. The channel also will involve me reviewing a lot of TikTok videos. Anything I see on TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook, I will be doing 3 to 5 minute reviews on that. Not huge reviews, not long. As far as live streams, and I know the Umar sector itself and other sectors, we love, love, love live streams. Long as live, I'm not doing that for that channel. When you study this particular type of sector with this content, the long live stream format does not work. It does not work. And I'm gonna give you examples how it don't work. Derek Jackson, who's a very famous YouTuber and is, to me, popular social media content creator, author, events, very popular in the African American community. Daryl Jackson has over 300,000 subscribers. He go live. The ladies are not listening to Derek Jackson. Maybe 130, 200 at the most. Okay. Even the most live streams he ever had when he would go live was when he had the issue with his wife. He probably had maybe 500 people, which was still decent for the type of subscribership that he had. But his live streams don't necessarily, hit like that. Another person, there's several people in the dating coaches that I know. Another lady, Olivia, she does a lot of 5 minute uploads. She do a live stream. The numbers are not that good. Some of the men, Lucario does live streams that his uploads get the replay value is better. Steve the Dean better. Even my boy Alpha Male Strategist that came out the Manosphere. His live streams don't hit like that. His 3 to 5 minute uploads, 50,000, 100,000. A live stream, 10,000, maybe 5,000, something like that. That's just the case. So these particular topics, when people talk about that, short form content is the shit. That the long form content is just not hitting. So I will go live maybe once a week, but you're gonna see a plethora of uploads. I'm thinking for myself, I can do maybe 5 uploads a week, maybe more, no more than 10, and I will do 1 live stream a week, and that live stream will be about an hour to 2 hours. either on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. One of those. It's going to be on the weekend that I'll do, and probably the Saturday or Sunday. Now I want y'all to understand, like, if I do a live stream, you may see a situation where I may engage in a live stream for dating, and initially after that live stream is over with, I will route you over to my D Darrell Live channel, and we gonna do sector related content. This channel will not have sector related content anymore. I'm going to put a hold on that. Unless I'm talking about a dating situation. If I'm not talking about some bullshit behind pills in the women, or some shit going on with somebody else dating somebody in the sector or another sector or the beef sector or whatever. I'm not talking about something that's dating, relationship, marriage related. You know, that's the only thing this channel will talk about as it relates to other sectors. I'm not going to talk about like somebody lost their job or somebody docked somebody. No. Matter of fact, all of the sector content that I've done over the past 3 to 4 months will be placed in a on this channel will be placed in a playlist that people can watch. That's it. I got 240 subscribers. I need 260. Hopefully I can get 260 before the summer is over with, and I can be at 500 and be monetized. That's what I'm hoping. If I can get to 500 before the summertime, before the end of the summer, I'm going to say around August, September. If I can get 500, I think I'm doing well. I'm actually going to go out in other sectors again, go back to the manosphere, in some places that I like to, chill out at in the black sector. And I will let them know I'm doing dating content, and I will route them over to my channel. And hopefully we can get it cracking. I'm looking for fun content, talking about things that people like to talk about. Crazy shit going on as far as celebrities with dating relationships. This is a very broad genre on social media, period. There's a lot of broken people. There are a lot of hurt people. I'm going to talk about sugar babies. I'm going to talk about, people have cheating, affairs. I'm going to talk about people who are involved in P. Diddy type situations. I may interview an ex-porn star, a current porn star, man or woman. What's up, Mikey? Mikey, say hi, everybody. Today I'm watching and playing the game live. Yeah, Mikey, but right before I went live, Mikey, I saw that you were live, doing your thing. Yeah, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that shit. We're going to talk about the offline affairs. Because the reality is this, man. I know what we see online, but the offline kerfuffles, oh my God, the offline love kerfuffles are off the goddamn chain. Now, I know, guys, y'all thinking with D. Darrell, were you not involved in some offline kerfuffles? Yes, I was. Yes, I was. I was being irresponsible. I was being reckless. And I got my ass caught up in shit. What's up, Redbone, with the new money? How you doing, baby? And those were kerfuffles that filtered into other sectors, and I was questioned on it. That is true. And I don't mind, bringing up some shit about things that happen. The niggas thinking that you got a stalker in California who was huffing and puffing and breathing hard, wondering if I can break. She said she used the term break up. Did he break up? Let me get the videos. Got the video. Got the pictures. Show me how big his cock is. That kind of shit, man. That was some funny shit. That was some funny ass shit. My question to Alan, because Alan was trying to get in it. Alan, what were you thinking? What did she show you? Did she show you some pussy pics or some shit, Alan? Like I don't get it, Alan. I don't know, man. But hey, you was trying to do what you trying to do. Y'all were basically an hour, maybe 2 hours away from each other. Y'all in the same state. She in San Diego. I think you somewhere around L.A. I think he in Vegas or whatever now. I don't know, wherever Alan ass at. But that was interesting because, you know, that particular person shot her shot at multiple women. I mean, multiple men. You know, she shot her shot with pills. No, she shot her shot with Alan. You know, she do that. She let it be known what she looking for and what she wanting. And then she was, literally, you know, salivating and huffing and puffing and hyperventilating to know how big I am and know what I look like. How I get? Oh my God, that was some funny ass shit. Now, I'm gonna be honest, guys. Um, my content will focus on some alternative lifestyle at time. I interviewed one lady. Only one lady that I was with. I interviewed that. It was actually a couple of ladies, but only one lady talked vividly about her LGBT lifestyle. But she was in a polyamorous relationship where she had a committed relationship with her boyfriend, and in that relationship, they agreed to have a live-in girlfriend. She basically gave up on monogamy due to her dad, putting her mom through so much hell because he was cheating on her mom. So she felt like it's impossible for men to be monogamous, and so why engage in that? I'm just going to, I know that, and she talked about the fact that she was always attracted to women, but she liked being with men too. And so she felt like, why not be in a relationship where I can have the best of both worlds? She committed to her little man boo, and she got her little female thing that she play around with from time to time. And so this is 21st century dating. It is so easy for people to find a date. The people who like some of these incels and other people who be online all time of the day and they don't have anybody, it's because you're too difficult and you don't factor in how you treat people. And it can't always be the other person's fault and you're never at fault. Like, it can never be, well, it was just them. They couldn't accept this of me. They couldn't accept that of me. And I do this and I got my standards. Okay? Your standards have to be relative to the person you choose to be with and choose to be with you. Don't you know, guys, standards can be flexible, can be fluid. No one person is ready-made for you. If you have 30, 40 different check boxes, it is not the responsibility of a person to reach your standards. That person is obligated, in my opinion, to be transparent, to be truthful, to be honest, to not lie, and present themselves in a genuine manner. And it, to me, is impossible for anybody without having to meet that right person or anybody or another person to think that there's a person walking around here that meets all of your 5 million check boxes. Just doesn't work. Listen, I'm a married man. I've been married for over 20 years. It'll be 21 years in December. And I don't meet all of my wife's goddamn check boxes. And we've been in a relationship for over 31 years. I don't meet all the goddamn check boxes. And we got kids. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't meet all them goddamn like you can have superficial as check boxes. Superficial as check boxes that really mean nothing as it relates to the longevity of any relationship. When you see social media, what you pretty much see is people complaining about superficial ass standards that have very little to do with having a long standing, effective relationship. Those are facts. Now let's talk about people in the sector that have long standing relationships. Okay? Now, let's talk about Smoke God and his wife. Now, Smoke God been married to his wife for a very pretty good while, right? Um, there was some situation where people were trying to target his wife, and she was, kind of on, making herself known. But you don't see Smoke God kind of got into a kerfuffle where it seemed like Smoke God wanted to, be a little greedy with another person, and they had their little, we gonna watch the porn and have these, flirty ass text messages and shit, and it could have went a different direction. Okay, what's up, Stephanie Collins? She say what he do. Okay, so Smoke God been married. He seemed happy, right? Talk about other people who married in the sector. I remember Samba Queen being married. Okay, she talked about little situations with her husband. She was doing little things, had some little things going on. Okay, let's talk about Gerald Palmer and his wife. Now, that has to be one of the most fucking interested ass fucking. I mean, it's hard, man. Gerald ought to be ashamed of himself for using his wife as a beard, but that has to be an interesting as unique as marriage. But hey, if it works for Gerald, it works for her. Gerald seemed like he happy. He happy that she allowed him to do the little things he liked to do. Okay? We know Bombay married. We know G Gates is married. I met G Gates. Didn't meet his wife, but I met G Gates. Okay? G Gates seemed like he's well adjusted in a nice marriage. They built things, living good, nice pool, nice house, living in Vegas, chilling. He doing his thing. He seemed happy. Binary. Now, Binary been married before twice. First time Binary was, and shout out to Binary. This is the guy. This is Coach D talking. Well, Binary, you was being a naughty boy back in the day. Naughty boy Binary was something else, and you was involved in some things. You like to experiment and do little things and do your thing. But Binary seemed like he happy with his wife. Okay. Stephanie said he I don't know if she talking about Smoke. You mean Palmer? Oh yeah, he does do that. Yeah, she said he weaponizes her to go at people in the sector. How many times we heard you spoke on my wife? Everybody spoke on his wife, and nigga, you spoke on mine. Illegally, and had illegal means of getting information. Yeah, So yeah, they sexy toy lady is married. Seems like everything is all good with her and her marriage. People ain't, you don't see her husband coming up like, get your ass off that motherfucker, Now, if people don't remember, Propane and his girlfriend, I forgot her name, It was funny when Propane would go live and she'd be in the background wanting to inject herself, and they would be yelling and he'd be yelling and they argue with each other about her point of view. And I don't think they're not together anymore. And I wonder what happened with that. Matter of fact, I'm curious enough to maybe want to interview Pimp. Like, what happened to you and your boo thing that was online? And I've talked to both of them offline before. I've talked to Propane. Matter of fact, I talked to his wife longer on the phone than I talked to Propane. Because she was questioning me. It was like, D. Darrell, why'd you get yourself in these kerfuffles? Quit it. They talking. Yeah, I need to know all this. What are you doing? And I respected her Teray. I think her name was Teray. Yeah. Now we've had Stargate talk endless about almost marriages and being exploited in her relationship kerfuffles. Now, Stargate is a person who deems herself as bisexual. However, she doesn't come off as that way. I mean, she doesn't. She comes off as a person that very heterosexual, in my opinion. Don't come off, but obviously that's what she liked. Maybe she liked to play. She don't maybe want to be in a relationship with a woman, but she liked to play around with women. But she definitely never have talked about being in a long-term relationship with a woman, and have talked endless, well-documented stories of being involved with men and things that have been public. And I used to tease and roast her for shit. And that's how I met Stargate, based on my relationship content on my other channel. Okay? So we got that going on. So who else is married? Brown Sugar Baby. She's not here in the sector that she's not that. Brown Sugar Baby's married. Now, I'm going to talk about this person. Now, Money to Burn. Now, we found out she been a naughty little girl with Kip. She was a naughty little one. One that I would love to talk to with much interest. Oh man, what I would give to have an interview with Money to Burn. Lord have mercy. That would be a fun one. Oh my God. I think she'll tell me, talking about Kip is off limits. Shit. I'm like, girl, come on now. You know why we here. We know why everybody here. We want to know what the fuck. How did Kip pull it off? How could you, Money to Burn? Just obliviate your standards to fuck around with a alien, a moon-faced alien that really was trying to use you as a beard too, and the woman that he living with now. Like, come on, Money. Like, baby, come on. That would be a very interesting situation. Now, we know somebody like Photon. He got, gets common law. He ain't legally married, but he got kids. He got a lady he, situated with. I don't know what the hell you can call it, but I guess you could safe to say he got a wife. That's his wife. That's his wife. More power to him. Situations. Yeah. Who else is married in the sector? I'm just going with the married stuff. I think that's pretty much everybody. Dr. Bombay, I think I said Bombay married. Yeah, Bombay's married, but we don't, talk about that. I think that's pretty much it for the most part. I think everybody else is either single, in a relationship, playing the field. We got one situation. We got one lady. She has a very non-traditional relationship with this white guy that seems to be taking good care of her. I'm not gonna say the name. She has practiced a certain line of work that most people don't find as legitimate work. That work was was kind of exposed nationally, and no, not exposed nationally, but she got in a kerfuffle with a prominent preacher and left the church sector, came to our sector. Did some things working with people I don't really really fuck with, but she seems to be happy in her relationship. You know, every relationship does not have to look the same. Everybody don't have to follow societal rules. But the fact of the matter, she has been with this man for years, and she seems happy. Big Skinny Jeans 2 times stated, a lot of us been married for 20 years plus. Okay, so you married. Okay, so my guy married. Congratulations to you. Of course, myself. I know Nikki. If she's in the clouds, Nikki was married. I want to say Josephine is married. Yeah, I think she's married too. Yeah, I actually made fun of a prominent YouTuber affiliated with our sector, not necessarily in the sector, but ran parallel to him. Lyndon Honor having, a spiritual marriage, whatever the fuck that means. Yeah, I criticize him much for that, but he's so great of a father and can't even marry and show commitment to the mother of the kids. I mean, I'm just saying, and I was having a conversation with someone the other day about how the venomous responses I got from creating Lennon Honor content was incredible. Then we got people like Remix, Remix doing his thing. I obviously got a little lady. I think they live together and others. Pills got his own situations. You know, P got his situations, got him a little young thing. Even keeping it plain, getting financially exploited by his longtime girlfriend. That nigga getting, took to the ringer financially, but hey, don't knock it. If that's what you want, that's what you want. And then obviously we find out that he wanted more. He wanted other things, so that I guess that wasn't doing the job for him. He needs more. He needs an alternative, I would say. So this sector, has a pretty healthy percentage of people that have long-standing relationships. And again, it's not with everybody. You got some. Oh, the fraud in the Charlatan is married. DC married. Okay. So you got people who are married, and they doing well for themselves, and those people who are in relationships, they dating, and all of that. Kudos to them. Kudos. But every 3 to 4 months. Oh, let me not forget about Hoodie ass. Oh my God. And I understand because he did, a whole expose on my ass when shit happened, and I did it back in return. The nigga got mad and want to pop on panels. This nigga publicly denounced his wife and the whole existence of his family on YouTube. Now, I hope Hoodie is in a better place because I don't wish no one lose their marriage, their family. But he made that shit YouTube gold. Where people was like, "What? He went live and the woman was in the chat." Yeah, he did that. He did that because he wanted to. He did that because he wanted us to know that he was miserable. But he got mad at me for going out of my fucking way to report the same thing he did. He didn't waste no time. After shit got exposed about me, this nigga went live had people on the panel talk shit about it, had memberships, made money off of it. You know, this nigga capitalized off the shit. You didn't see me going live talking shit about my wife and kids. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But we got to understand in those relationships, you can be exhausted. You can be burnt out, not give a damn, want to move on. And that's what he did. Kudos to him, in my opinion. My opinion. But yeah, I kind of covered those. But the sector is full, and so whenever a kerfuffle comes out, somebody did something, somebody whatever, I will cover that shit. Now I'm watching Pills because I know Pills gonna have another kerfuffle with some other women. I'm waiting for that. Um, it's definitely gonna happen. And then you never know. In this sector, there's always an element of surprise where somebody may pop up and make themselves known and divulge information that was not meant for our ears. It's a good chance of that. Now, I don't plan on discussing things as far as relationships, even though the beef sector has a lot of juicy ass intermingling going on. But I'm gonna stay away from that because number one, I don't know the history of some of these people, and I'm not trying to create unwanted enemies. I don't want just enemy after fucking enemy, and then you the enemy because I'm the enemy of the other person. You can send a goddamn cash app and become a goddamn enemy. So I'm not trying to go that route at all. But I will be watching. So yeah, that kind of sums up how I am going to navigate and construct the channel. I will have more content about people and things outside of this sector. This channel is not in itself a quote unquote sector channel, but because I understand that the sector will support the channel, I would do my due diligence to report on little things relative to my channel: dating, relationship, late night cupcaking, text messages. I may have to do a lot, a short form video or whatever. Maybe a live stream if it depending on what happens, and discuss that shit. I think that's only fair. It's only fair. No? So yeah, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, guys. I just wanted to chop it up with you all for a little bit. Shout out to two big skinny jeans 2 times. Stephanie in the house. Shout out to you, my queen, lady. Shout out to Redbone with the new money. Mikey, Miss T. Pre, brother of a certain age up in the goddamn house. Peter Panther Killer. What's up? My opinion. Miss T. Pre, the queen. So yeah, I'm gonna build this back up. Make it where people know they can come here and get content. I will use the other channel to promote this channel so that people can come over here. Because I know that if I was on the D Durrell Live channel, I'd have about 30, 40 people right now. But I want this to be an independent channel. So with that being said, guys, I hope y'all have a excellent Saturday. I will be going live later on today, guys. To let you all know, I will be going live later on today to be on some bullshit with the D Durrell Live channel later today. And I will be going live tomorrow on the D Durrell Live channel on some bullshit again. So, y'all have a great day. Appreciate you all for coming through. Peace.